Hello there. Howdy ho, how is everybody doing tonight? This is Dr. Lisa Brewer, and I am back from my few days of respite and relaxation. And I am back here for a wonderful, okay, I'm not sure what to do with that. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. I need to do something for my Facebook folks so you guys I can see your chat. So supposedly Facebook folks, I'm gonna put this in the chat. If if you go to this, hopefully you can get there. If you go to this link, I don't know if you guys can see that in the chat. If not, I'm gonna go over here and get this to you. We'll have to cut this out. Stop, Jem. Not right now, honey. Not right now. All right, now let's go over here. Let me get to where I got to get to, gang. If you go to this, hello, Miss Joy. If you go to this thing that I'm just putting it in the chat right now, supposedly that allows you to get to the restream chat. So hang on. I'm going to just do one more thing and then we're going to start. So, yeah, I took a few days off, went to a secret location. Okay, good. That did get everywhere. Good. Went to a secret location and took a few days to myself. I left out of here on Thursday and just came back this morning. Sometimes, oh, no problem, Red Violet. Sometimes you just got to do some self care. And I was in desperate need of self care, as well as, just to be honest with you, I needed some time to do some studying and some research and some investigation that I just wasn't going to get if I was here amongst the family. So I literally went ahead and did what I needed to do and took a few days to myself and just enjoyed it. And so I'm back. So now we're back here for episode 39, I believe it is. And thank you. I don't normally, babe, nope. See? That part I didn't miss. I went live on Instagram and everything. And yeah, I didn't have the kitty. Thank you for the compliment on my glasses. For those of you that are listening to the replay, I'm wearing glasses tonight when I usually do contacts. So we're here for episode 39. And what is a portal? And I will tell you the reason why I am having this discussion with you guys today. Because today, at the time of the recording of this, it's October 10th, 10/10. And it's 10/10. And what do I see all over Facebook or Instagram or YouTube? All over the YouTube streets, the IG corners. I don't know what we're going to call Facebook. No, Jem. What we're going to call Facebook. Um, you know, in the TikTok apartment buildings. You know, what I'm seeing everywhere is 10/10/10, 10/10 portal, 10/10 portal, 10/10 portal. What you need to know, stop about the 10/10 portal. Right? That's what we're seeing all over the place. And I'm sure today, since today is 10/10, there are going to be some of my compadres, some of my peers that are going to do 10/10 readings. And there have been some already that have done some and all of Facebook Frontline. That's about it. That are going to be doing, all sorts of 10/10 stuff. And I was chatting with a very good friend of mine. one of my besties. Well, one of my true sisters, my true tarot sister, and and she's like, "Is this a portal? Is there such a thing as a 1010 portal?" And I was like, "Girl, bye." Okay, because I feel like it's getting to be rather overused. Very overused. Listen, and I'm not saying anything against anybody. So please, nobody take offense to what I'm about to say today. I don't want that to happen. But what I want us to do as awakened spiritual peoples, okay, that we're all here learning and growing and all that good stuff. What I want us to start doing is to have some level of discernment and to apply wisdom. So, hello to everyone in the chat that is watching later, on the chat on Facebook and the chat in YouTube land. I think what we are going to also do is start broadcasting this on Spreaker so you can just listen, as well as through some other platforms. So, listen live. I know on Spreaker you can comment too, so that's kind of cool. But anyway, I digress. So is everything a freaking portal? Every time, okay, so I'm gonna say again, please nobody take offense. And if you want to run over and tell your favorite YouTuber or Instagrammer or TikToker or Facebooker or whomever, I don't care. Do it. Because I'm gonna stand on this hill. And I'm not gonna die on this hill, but I'm gonna stand on this hill. Every time, beloveds, that you have a month and then you have a date that corresponds to the number of the month, it is not a portal. Okay? Can we make that statement right here, right now? It is not a portal. And you know me and my little, you know how much I love my PowerPoints. So I created a little PowerPoint for you. Now, you might say, Lisa, why is this such a big deal today for us to talk about on 1010? Because as we're going forward on this journey and through this ascension process, we are going to have to get to a point where we do not allow spirituality, new age, whatever you want to call it, woo woo, to become some sort of crazed religion where everything we misassign and misappropriate terminology because we want to sound like we know what the hell we're talking about. Can we not do that, please? That might be a little harsh. Yes, my Aries moon. Hello, Miss Donna. Yes, my Aries moon is kicking up a little bit and it's a tad bit overtaking my Cancerian sun, but it is definitely complementing my Capricorn rising. Can we please not use all these terms and misappropriate them just because we want to seem spiritual? Okay? I know we're learning. And that's why, and so I'm saying this. Now I'll tell you who I'm saying this to. I'm saying to those of us who are here, who are starting to do the work, maybe you have a channel, maybe you have a group, or you got an IG page or whatever. For however the consistent way it's going, you're out here and you're doing the work, right? And you see all of this everywhere and you're like, oh, I got to jump on the bandwagon because now let's be real. I'm going to say something else that's real. It might be shocking, but true. Guess what? When we make YouTube videos, especially those of us who are in the partner program and we get paid, it's not like we get paid a lot until we have, a larger channel, but we still get paid. So we are doing things for clicks and views. So anybody that says that they're not putting out content for clicks and views, I feel like maybe isn't being either all the way honest, or they really just don't care about growing their YouTube platform. And either, well, I mean, it is what it is, right? If you don't, this isn't your main gig, cool, or not even a remotely main gig, awesome. But let's just be real. I don't put out content that I don't want somebody to click on and view. That's what I mean by that. Now, so in the context of that conversation, then, when certain individuals, when they see the references to things like portals, and it appears that those portal dates match up with month matching date, if you don't really understand what a portal is, then I suppose you could theoretically assign that name to every time we have the same date in the month. But let me tell you something. There are very few portals throughout a year. Okay? And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So let's talk about when, in fact, could potentially be a portal. So I'm you know me and my stuff, right? So here we go. We're going to share my screen and we're going to make it a little bit bigger. So here I am. Here is the definition of a portal. A portal is a noun, so it is a thing. Nouns are person, places, or things. You're going to get that as well from me. Okay. A thing. It is a noun, a doorway, a entrance, or gate, especially one that is large and imposing. Imposing means it's so large that it's like, wow. Right? It's like big. Second definition, an entrance or a means of entrance. An entrance or a means of entrance. And then number 3, the portal vein, which is the vein that comes in to your heart. At every juncture, what does this represent, everybody? A portal represents an entryway into something. It is a passageway from one space to another space. Or it is a means of entering into a new space. So what does this mean for us as individuals, as those of us that are tending to go through these portals? This means, let me go here, excuse me. This means, okay, that whenever someone out here says portal, right, it should be signifying to you that we're going from one place spiritually and through something, right, and then ascending to another place spiritually. I love you, but no. That's what that should mean. All right? Now, for me, and I'm not usually uber strict on stuff, but I'm going to be a little strict on this because I'm about tired. Because if we continue to say everything, every time I turn around, it's another darn portal, it's going to lose its meaningfulness. And then when there is a portal we need to be paying attention to, something we should be walking through or ascending through or astral traveling through, then what's going to happen is nobody's going to pay us any mind. Or they're going to assume that we don't know what we're talking about. So I'm just asking the spiritual, enlightened group that would be us, the tarot readers, astrology. You don't want. Let me tell you something. You will not find the majority of astrologers talking about a 1010 portal. You know why? Because it's not one. Hey, Deanna, it's not one. Hey, Teresa, I know I didn't say hello. I got bit by some mosquitoes, guys. I was sitting outside. We reserve portals for astrological configurations and aspects that as the planets come into a specific relational aspect to one another, the mingling of the energies of those planets in that fashion means something. Stop. They mean something. That the aspects are such that these interactions of these energies, be they planetary or light sources, aka the stars. Guys, hang on one second. My kitty is about to knock my camera over because I'm sure she's mad. So I'm going to go on this 60-second break. Here we go.
Is an elephant.
Okay, I'm back. Kitty really, I don't know if she's mad or what she's doing, but she's not having it tonight. Yeah, Gemini wants all my attention. She's like, what are you doing right now? Hello. Anyway, let's get back to this. So, we in the astrological, those of us who understand the astrology of such things, we understand that a portal is opened based upon certain energies commingling and interacting. Not just because the Gregorian calendar decided that today is this specific date. Now, let me show you what I mean by that. But I want to say as well, this doesn't mean that there is not significance to a day like today. That's not what this is saying. What I'm saying is that yes, there's significance, there's numerological significance. So 1010 can mean a lot of things. Now, let me tell you something. If you go and you look up, if you Googled right now, you Googled 1010 portal astrology or meaning or astrology, either one, you are going to be hit with about, I don't know, 10 to 15 different, matter of fact, I can show you. I can show you, as they say, better than I can tell you. 1010 portal meaning. Okay, let me show you guys. I'm going to share my screen because I don't want you guys to think I'm telling you a story. I want you guys to know that I'm not. Okay, share. So you guys see, you should be able to see this up here, 1010 portal meaning. I'm about to hit enter. Karmic portal, the numerology of 1010. What is a portal? 1010 portal, that's me. I ranked. Angel numbers blessing and the 1010 portal. Have you ever seen triple numbers and wondered what they mean? Maybe 111, 777, da 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 da. Star seeds and light workers, 101021 portal, hashtag meaning. 1010 portal YouTube. 1010 portal tarot readings. Let's see. The meaning is everywhere. Okay. The general meaning of 1010 is about moving towards your higher purpose. Aquarius 1010 portal tarot readings. So someone did a bunch of tarot readings for each one. Spiritual meaning of 1010, forever conscious. Universe is speaking to us through signs. And one of the easiest ways to tell us is through numbers. Numbers are part of the creative force, yada, yada, yada. 10 is a powerful number associated with reaching new levels, galactic activation portals, portal days. There are 52 portal days in the 260-day template of the Mayan calendar. Okay, what else do we have here? There was one earlier I was seeing where it was like, oh, it's all about love. And then I was seeing it's all about letting your cycles end. And it was another one, it was all about this and all about that. Guys, there's something for everything. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hey, Tammy. Hey, Shamaya the shaman, how are you? There's something for everything. For 1010, I'm going to juxtapose that to the 88 Lionsgate. Because the 88 Lionsgate, that is a thing. That happens every year. And the reason for that is because the sun on 8/8 is typically in a aspect with Sirius and or Sirius the star, the dog star, right? Sirius is shining its brightest and is closest to the earth on that day. It's all of this different like astrological aspecting and this and that happens every year on 8/8. So this is why 88 Lionsgate is a thing, because every year certain other large stars or large constellations or influential constellations or stars or asteroids come into juxtaposition and aspect with usually our sun, right? Because that's the only object within the zodiac, or should I say the astrological calendar, that's going to be at the same place every year on the same day. I am not discussing Vedic astrology right now. I'm just taking it at face value. Let's not go to the whole Vedic thing. That's a whole nother discussion for another day. However, what I'm saying to you is generally, it is going to be in the relatively the same position every year. And so when it is in relationship to other cosmic energies, this is what creates specific portals or large entryways for us to walk through to get to another position. I hate to break it to folks, but 1010 2021 is not an astrological portal. Is it significant? Sure. Numerologically, it's very significant. Numerologically, yes, the ending of old, the beginning of new. Fantastic day to do that. Fantastic day to review the cycles that have been, permeating your life. 1010 2021 is more of a year signifying change for me. 10/10/2020 was a day that signified to me clear vision on what the hell you needed to let go of and what cycles needed to end and where your new beginnings were about to start. In fact, 10/10/2020 was the day that I decided I was going to begin what is now the practical light worker. That is the day I decided I was going to, no matter what, but I decided that in my way of coming into full-time spirituality or business-wise, because I could have kept doing what I was doing before, I was making fine. I was doing great, walking in abundance as far as readings and such. We were doing great, but I wanted to show other people how to do it. That was the day I decided that's what I was going to do. I had clear vision that and honestly, there were some people that were in my life that I ditched or ghosted. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. They weren't serving me any longer. They weren't. They were not serving me. That was the day, or within that day last year was when my daughter and Heart, Megan and Aria moved in. Rayleigh had already moved in here, and Apollo the dog. There were a lot of cycles that had ended, right? I let a lot of cycles die off and end, and new cycles begin. I was clear that I was to be full-time doing this work, being a light worker, and there was no stopping me after that date. This year, however, because of the numerology, this is a change year. This is a year of change, of challenging what you've always believed to be true, of challenging the status quo, of challenging what you've been told and what you've been taught, and all of these things, of challenging things like everybody and their freaking mother has got 10/10 portal up, and it's not a damn portal. So this is a challenge year. 10/10/2022, that's a 6 year. 6 is reflection. 6 is completion that's the number of the completion for man. 6 is the number for travel or for leaving behind trouble and heartache and turbulent times and going forward in wisdom and in truth with a singularity of thought. 6 is a year of balance. There's a lot of other things we can be doing on 10/10/2022, but that doesn't make it a portal. Hi, Enlightened. Now, yeah, So here, let me show you something. Let's share my screen again. Let's go back to my PowerPoint. The PowerPoint. And I'm not saying those people that did all this stuff weren't doing it in good faith. Some are doing it in good faith. Some just don't even know what they're talking about. And that's okay. I get it. But we have to start being discerning about what really is what is the true meaning of these things, right? So we don't get kind of caught up, and we're showing discernment. Now, I'm not going to be able to draw on this one because this isn't the one where I have the pen, but I wanted to be able to show this to you large, live, and in color. If you'll notice over here, you guys that watched my new moon videos, you'll notice, the moon's all the way over here in Sag. What is significant about today, what's been going on all day, if you've been feeling like, well, Lise, I still feel like it's fairly significant. Yeah, you're right, because you've got the sun, Mars, and Mercury still in retrograde, still conjunct today. Yes, the sun is moving away because it's, moving through Libra, right? So its influence in this conjunction is declining. However, it's a strong trine to Jupiter in retrograde and a strong sextile to the moon in Sag and it's a strong square to Pluto, which, hallelujah, has gone direct, people. Pluto is out of retrograde and has gone direct. Let me tell you, if you all didn't feel that tidbit of relief today, I don't know what it would have taken. That is some relief. Pluto being out of retrograde, and soon we'll have Jupiter following and Saturn. So soon we're going to get a lot of fabulous forward movement energy by the end of this month. It's going to go bam, bam, bam. Now, and then as we know, Mercury's going out of retrograde on the 17th. Those aspects are excellent for pushing us towards transformation, challenging our ideas of transformation, challenging our ideas of what we really can implement in our lives. And the moon is giving us, and Sagittarius is giving us this wonderful boost of, you bet you can do this, as well as trining and Jupiter, even though it's in retrograde in Aquarius, it's still giving us a good oomph of energy and saying, you know what, yeah, we could do this. Yeah, it might seem a little murky right now because we're just kind of getting our bearings back, but yeah, we could do this. Do you see what I'm saying? So, in that respect, yes, in cycles, challenge yourself to start anew. But it's going to be challenging because some of you haven't moved as early and as quickly as you probably could have earlier in the year. So it might be a little bit more challenging, or you might find yourself a little bit more like, I ain't sure, right? But that's just because, these things are, we got major planets in retrograde, and this is, Mercury in retrograde can make us, conjunct Mars can really make us, be very impulsive, but then we are tend to be a little bit concerned. Are we making a mistake? This just a situation where just please read over any documentation that you're given. And then that way, if you're doing a deal or something like that, right? Just read the fine print. And just be sure you understand all of the ins and outs, and don't be afraid to ask questions during this time period. However, that's the same thing I said during the new moon. Is it a great big difference? No, it's not. This is not a portal. This is not something that we're just like busting through. If anything, this was a thing, a portal, if you will, if you want to call it loosely that, back on the new moon on the 7th, 6th, 7th. What I do find interesting, though, is we've got Venus conjunct the South Node in Sag, which means it is in opposition to the North Node. It should be there, I would think, tomorrow as well. As Venus then and the Moon begin to become conjunct. Venus conjunct the South Node in Sag is really going to actually be pulling you back to a familiar space. That's actually kinder, gentler, but it's pulling you back to familiarity. It's not propelling you forward. And it's also sextiling Saturn in retrograde in Aquarius. So that for me is kind of saying, I'm not sure if I want to be an early adopter or even a midterm adopter of this new thing. Maybe I want to wait, because you're going to be rather nostalgic about some things that went on in the past. Okay. So that, it can help us ease our way into it. It can help us also be like, you know what? There is some level of familiarity to this new endeavor. It feels like home. It feels like I've been here before. It feels like I've known this person or these people all my life. So that can add that to us. But again, guys, this is not a portal. These are aspects that are just because the sun in this position is not making major aspects to some of the other stars, or major aspects to the asteroids. that would signify, and when I say other stars, I mean stars in the Pleiades, stars in, Sirius, stars in Andromeda, stars in, I mean, that's when we get to portals. Okay? When they are aligning in other galaxies within the Milky Way, other solar systems within the Milky Way. That's when we see these portals open, because then this is an opening of an energetic frequency, flow. That to me is a portal. Now, let's look at 10-10-2020. Remember, this was clear sight. We had like T squares, we had yods, we had a lot going on 10-10-2020. We had a lot going on. I feel like this would have been 6, 8. This would have been 8 days roughly after a full moon, because the moon would have been over here, and it would have taken roughly about 7 to 8 days to get to here. So this isn't even a new moon yet. It was on the opposite ends of life. So this wasn't even like we hadn't even really started a new cycle yet, lunar, in a lunar fashion. Here's Venus all the way up here, just hanging out up here in Virgo. Mercury wasn't in retrograde, it's hanging out here in Scorpio. Look, I mean, we were getting ready, we were coming up to a great conjunction, coming up to the great conjunction at the end of 2020. Or another one. Because Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn were still hanging out in Capricorn. This was a whole different situation. This was, your emotions were such, because we had T square here. It's a grand square, man. This was crazy last year. This was you really, in the moon in the 10th house. This was career-wise. What were you going to do with the rest of your life? What were you going to be known for? How did you want people to see you? How did you want people to interact with you? What did you want people to know and be seen? And it was very personal, and it was very foundational. This was a rage against the machine. This was I don't want people to know me as this for the rest of my life. I have got to do what I've got to do. We had the moon in opposition to Mars in retrograde in Aries going, it was one of those situations, at least for me, I don't know how it was for y'all, but for me, I was feeling highly unfulfilled. And I'm sitting here going, I am 52 at that point, years old. It is time for me to be who I was always meant to be, and not let anything or anyone stop me any longer. Like, I had to look back on my life and say, what the hell did I do? And what was significant? You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a lot of questioning. Who am I? Portals tend to mean the same things. A portal opens up and it gives you an entryway to a frequency. This was like an identity crisis. Would I have considered this a portal? I'd have to look at a few different things, but no, could have been. There was significance to it. Let's look at Lion Gate's portals. I circled where we got the sun there at 16 degrees. Yep, 16 degrees. Leo, And at this in 2021, this year, it was a new moon as well, which was rather significant. However, I will tell you that the sun every year makes interesting aspects on 8/8 to Sirius. Sirius makes interesting aspects to our solar system in general. What you're going to find is a representation of forward movement, of good luck, of um, expansion of self, of greater understanding of higher self and higher consciousness. That you're just always going to find that every year. This particular year, it was borne out by Venus trining Uranus. Venus in, excuse me, opposing? No, trining, I was right. Venus in Virgo, trining Uranus in pretty much directly in Taurus. And, that was like this link between who are we, what's making us healthy in a very revolutionary and very fulfilling and personal beliefs and personal philosophy, and what are we going to learn and what are we going to possess, and but it's going to be fulfilling for us, right, on 8/8. And we really felt like we could go out and do that in a great way. And it was also trining Pluto in retrograde um in Capricorn. And so this was a lot of this inner, like, I really want to better myself kind of situation, right? That's what was going on there. So that's a different energy, right? 8/8/2020. Interesting. Mercury is sitting there in Leo again. This time though, what we have is a trining of the sun and the moon. We still have, right, Uranus up here in the ninth house, but this time Uranus in 2020 was squaring Jupiter and, oh no, well, no, it's not, it's just trining. Mars was squaring Jupiter and Pluto and Saturn and in Aries, and it wasn't being as nice as it was 2021. In 2020, it was really challenging. It was trining the sun. The sun was also trining the moon. Um, technically Mars was also trining Mercury here. So it was like, the heat was on, man, and it was close to the Mars was close to the Pars of Fortune. So to me, this one was really saying, like, listen, if you move now and you challenge yourself now to grow, you're going to find the luck in order to do so. Again, Sirius always gives us this higher knowledge, right? That's the ascended master star and system. So you get this higher knowledge and this mastery of self in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But it's not because of the date, it's because of where things are in the cosmos. Now, is that to say this is not meaningful? It is extremely meaningful, right? Extremely meaningful. 11/11/2021. I'll look. I feel like 11/11 is going to be a portal, and I think that there's some, um, you know, aspects that are going to be interesting for us in an astronomical sense. But also, let's even looking at 11/11 on a numerological level. That is definitely you making a motion and stepping forward and stepping through. Right? Finding life purpose, walking through the gates, finding your life purpose. That definitely is that. 10/10, you could just be ending a cycle and not going to the next yet. There's nothing saying you got to go to the next thing. It just says the cycle should end and that you have a new cycle that's about to begin. But there's no real impetus to begin the next cycle on 10/10. There's an impetus to end. And because you end something doesn't mean you're walking through a gate to get to something else. 5-5. Change. I mean, numerologically, there's a lot of things that we can look at. But before we call a thing a portal, we got to analyze more than just the fact that it's, a matching month and date. There needs to be some other energetic significance to this. Otherwise, we're just making what I'm now going to call Hallmark portals. Like Hallmark holidays, Sweetest Day, Grandparents' Day. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to be making Hallmark portals. I don't want to call them petty portals, which is what I'd really like to call them, but I don't know that everybody will agree with me. So we have to be careful what we're calling things. And also, to me, I gave you the definition of what a portal is. If you're wondering if you're entering into a portal or if we're entering into some sort of portal or your own personal portal, are you going from one place to another? Are you ascending from one energy to another? Are you shedding a belief system or some shadow that then is allowing you to soar to another level through a significant method? And I'm telling you, you will know when you're going through a portal because the door begins to close behind you. Kind of like, it's kind of like Neil when he took the red pill, right? All of a sudden, he died to self. He died to the matrix. He died to ego, or what the ego that was given to him. And then he goes down this horrible chute and they have to catch him because he's expelled from the matrix. And then he had to be reborn, right? And healed up. You'll go through something when you go through these portals. That 8-8 thing, that 8-8 landscape was tough, baby. I tell you, like I said, when we did go through something at that new moon, that was significant, but it wasn't catchy, right? It was significant, but it wasn't catchy. Who wants to hear about a 10-6 portal? Nobody. But y'all want to hear about a 10-10 portal. Y'all watch all kinds of readings for that, won't you? Hey, Shelly. Malika, you had an ex try to message you today. Oh, I don't blame you, child. I don't blame you. I want to thank you guys for being here with me. We've been together almost an hour. We're going to start to wrap it up. Welcome to the channel or wherever you're listening to this. Please consider liking or following and subscribing and share this video or this podcast with your friends. And I also want to let you know if you're ready to become a practical light worker and learn more about all this kind of stuff and just learn things in a very simplistic manner, right? It doesn't have to be crazy. I want you to go to my link tree link, which if you guys don't know how to get to those, it's https://linktr.ee/heart of inspiration, and there you're going to be able to chat with myself or my team, and we will assist you in seeing if you are a candidate for the practical light worker. So guys, listen, rewind this, listen to it again. You didn't miss anything. It's not a portal today. Don't let people fool you. It ain't always a portal. Okay? It has meaning to it, but let's reserve portals for significant jumps in consciousness or in enlightenment, aka like DNA codes and things like that, significant jumps into our crystalline nature. And let's not just like willy-nilly follow along because 1010 is catchy, I know. But now 1111, y'all, we're going to be down for 1111. I have a feeling that is even in a numeric fashion, that is an energy that is so incredibly activating and potent. Let's be building towards that, okay? But let's not call everything a portal. It ain't always a gateway, child. Yep, I know. I know, Ceresia. Thank you. Okay. All right. So, guys, thanks so much for being here with me. I very, very, very much appreciate it. And we will see you very soon. Keep watching. I'm going to keep going live and do a lot of lives here, or more so, more often than not. We do have a new moon coming up shortly. So a full moon. So I'm going to get some information up there. And we're going to be talking about a few more things, okay? Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys so very much. Namaste. Bye, guys.